Alright, I am back. And I wanted to record while I travel. So, in the meantime, while I travel and I have some thoughts, I figured that I would record and put them out into the airwaves. Hopefully I can help some people out there, those that may consider themselves a spiritual warrior. Today, what I wanted to talk about is something that I've noticed with actually heavily narcissistic people or narcissists, or if actually you want, you could call them toxic people, because sometimes there's toxic people that may not be fitting that actual group, but at the same time, they have these same behaviors that I'm about to talk about, or this behavior particularly that I'm talking about. And the one that I want to talk about today is how heavily narcissistic people keep you in toxic cycles. And when I say toxic cycles, it's like basically you having the same event happen over and over again without no resolution, no resolve. Nothing's been fixed. Nothing actually changes. The event is going to keep occurring over and over again. And pretty much, what I've noticed in my own personal, in my experience, but I'm sure there's plenty of people that have experienced this, is that, when you're dealing with a narcissistic person, that actually anything that actually annoys you or you find is disrespectful, you'll find it that you have a hard time calling them out on this and changing this behavior. As in, people will think that you don't call them out, and it's not that at all. The reality is, I know there's a lot of people that have dealt with it, because I've also dealt actually with it to where they did something annoying or something rude, and then you ask them to stop doing that, and either they'll get playful like a child and tell you okay, but this is a red flag that I also want to warn people about while I talk about this, is if actually they tell you okay, but they get this silly, childish smile on their face and stuff, they already know that they're going to do this to you again, okay? So just to let you know, it's going to be that, or else they're going to get mad at you and they're going to get defensive and they're going to try to defend it and act like what you're asking for is unactually reasonable. Or they're just going to try to shut you down, or else they're going to shut down on you. Which is, those two are the same thing. The same thing is actually trying to shut you down, or them shutting down is basically the same. It still leads to no resolution. And that's what, I wanted to get to. And that these toxic cycles, they tend to start these things and they keep going and going. One of the reasons that I wanted to record this video and also talk about it is because when I sat back and I really thought about it and I actually meditated on it for a little bit, it ended up hitting me like a ton of bricks. Was like, every heavily narcissistic person or narcissist that I've ever dealt with, that I've tried to argue with them about something annoying that they were doing, or something rude or disrespectful that they're doing, I've been fighting them over and over about these things, over and over and over. With some of these people, years, some of them decades, to where I've been fighting the same fights, arguing with them about the same things, with nothing ever being resolved. And basically, it's their way of trying to teach you to shut down, and they will literally dedicate their lives to decades of trying to get you to shut down so you just won't complain about it no more. They will, and it's an actual messed up toxic thing. It's not entirely planned. This is done partially out of childish behavior, because, how dare you tell them, actually what to do? Or in some cases, how dare you try to stand up to them, right? But yeah, you're gonna feel you're gonna feel what I'm talking about if you've been dealing with them for a long time. let's say that we're talking about a heavily narcissistic friend or a family member. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying. It's true. And they just function like that. They kind of force you to eventually give up on trying to stop them from doing annoying stuff to you and trying to defend yourself, or else you have to get away from them. That's the whole messed up thing. They think there's an in-between, but there really isn't, because if you keep hanging out with them, they're going to start driving you crazy because of the fact that you're trying to fight your own mind and instincts and reality that are telling you that you're not okay with this, you're not okay with this, you're not okay with being treated this way, you're not okay with them doing annoying stuff that you can't even ask them to stop doing, because you know they keep doubling down, and they'll double down, like I said, for decades. Another thing that they love to do, doubling down. You would notice that they double down on a lot of toxic behaviors, even if it's self-destructive to themselves. They like that double down. But I think that I've recorded enough. I'm about to approach some people and say some crazy stuff, maybe. I don't know. I just wanted to get that in while I was thinking about it. Didn't want to, beat this subject up too much. That should be enough for now. I'll be back soon. In the meantime, a little more knowledge they're not teaching in college.